Hello, guys. I really enjoy popping in on this channel from time to time and just speak freely. I sit here today bringing news. This is very intangible. It's not like my driver's license, but a shift has happened in the last few months, or maybe it's the culmination of the last couple of years. It feels so significant. I just wanted to sit down and talk about it. It feels like for the very first time in my life, maybe since I was like, I don't know, little, 5, 6 years old, I'm not in a rush all the time. There's something really actually kind of scary about that because I feel like there was an internal urgency that propelled me forward all the time in everything that I did. There's a certain amount of things that I wanted to accomplish each day. It was kind of arbitrary, but it was like this long ass to-do list. There's just been a lot of challenges over the last year, and I've been forced to kind of just roll with things, flow with things, because fighting against what's happening is exhausting and not productive, not helpful, and very unpleasant internally. So I've just kind of been rolling with things. My last Substack post, I wrote about this. I lived with this fear that things would collapse on my head if I slowed down, if I was less productive. There's this kind of sense of safety in accomplishing things and being active. It seems so simple to say it out loud, but it's come to my surprise to realize that nothing ends up collapsing on my head when I go a little bit slower. Nothing changes. In fact, everything else is actually more enjoyable. The implications of this shift I'm actually kind of sort of making sense of it as we speak. It's just like I'm kind of, at the age of 28, I'm kind of relearning how to do every facet of life. What is it like living in a city? I'm just here in Barcelona for the month. What is it like spending time with friends? What is it like to spend time alone? What is it like to do anything? How I approach work. I mean, it feels like all of these new doors are opening and I don't know where it's going to take me. I imagine that this has come about because I've started to calm down a little bit and scratch at or work at that urgency that was propelling everything forward. Where does that come from? What is that about? And the truth of the matter is, I don't believe you only have one life. I think that's actually a total misconception. I don't believe that it's the end of everything when you die. I don't believe that for a second. And if truly I don't believe that, if really death is just a transition, it's not like the end of everything, then there's nothing to be in a rush about. You know, who am I making all of these accomplishments for? There's no actual metric of success that I accept that's freely handed out in society that I need to measure myself off of. There's no amount of money I gotta make. There's no like big impact I've got to make on the world. I don't need to change the world. I think that's a big misconception. A lot of people are like, I just want to change the world. Really? Why? Just, can it be simpler than that? Can you just focus on living as presently, as consciously as possible, as boldly as possible? That, I actually think, is a much more significant way to leave an impact. But I don't try to be bold in my actions and how I go about my life. I don't do that because I want to impact the world. I do that because I want to impact myself. It feels so scary and so liberating to operate boldly, to really say what I feel, to not be nice, to not be polite. It's not about being an asshole. It's not about being cruel. I think that's the thing. It's not about being cruel. It's about being honest. It is about being real. It's about being unedited, uncensored. I'm so drawn to that. What's a lot more interesting is engaging with that feeling of fear when you operate in a really bold way. So if that's my focus, if my focus is being bold and being unedited, then what I create, what I make, what I produce, how prolific I am, all secondary. Doesn't matter. I mean, I love making stuff. I love writing. I love making videos. I love painting. Increasingly, I love making music. But there's like no amount that I gotta do. There's just no metrics anymore. It's just like spend some time every day working on these things. Though it makes me feel better. It's sort of nourishing. I don't really like days that go by without doing one of those things. It feels good to explore my creativity and express myself. Maybe that's the luxury that I have that some other people don't have, which is that I hit a lot of the metrics. 1 million subscribers, It's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous number. 100 million views? That is just such an absurd number. And then what? Then it's always like something else. Then it's like 2 million, 200 million views or whatever, like, or it's the bank account or it just never ends. Your brain is happy about it for like a second or a week, and then you adapt and you're on to the next thing. So I'm just like militantly trying to let go of this stuff and just focus on the cliche of just being more present, being more bold, being more honest. I do it all the time. It's like I really have tried to edit out the word sorry. I don't like saying I'm sorry if I don't really feel I'm sorry. It becomes this like automatic habit that you have to be polite, to be nice, and it's like it's not necessary. It waters down everything else you say. So anyway, just thought I'd sit and share. Feels like the start of something new. Feels like everything that I've done in my life has led up to now. Feels exciting. It feels scary. Feels in some ways like I had a degree of structure and safety from the things that I was doing, from the metrics, from the output, and I'm letting go of that. So now it feels like I'm falling. But I think this is what I want, because you get trapped otherwise. All right, I think I'm actually going to leave the reflections there. I'm curious if you have any thoughts about this. Like I mentioned already, I've been really enjoying writing on Substack, and also the videos on my main channel have been more experimental recently. I've been really testing out new formats. So if you haven't seen anything, consider checking it out. I'll leave links to everything in the description below. Thanks for watching. More to come soon. Who the fuck knows where all of this is going? I sure don't.